is being invested in the United States right now than at any time in the history of our country, and Americans are working today more so than ever before. We have more jobs today than we've ever had, and it's not even close. More people are working now than at any time in the history of our country.
US President Donald Trump was delivering yet another campaign-style rally speech in Georgia when something completely unexpected happened. And it wasn't what the 80-year-old president was saying. Instead, it was the man sitting directly behind him. As Trump spoke, the mysterious attendee appeared to imitate the president's trademark expressions and hand gestures so accurately that social media quickly shifted its attention away from the speech itself. The moment unfolded in full view of television cameras, and Trump appeared completely unaware. The incident took place during Trump's rally at Wheeler High School in Marietta, Georgia. While addressing supporters, Trump launched into one of his familiar tangents, but viewers watching closely noticed something unusual happening just over his shoulder. A man dressed in a dark suit and bright red tie began appearing to mirror Trump's every move. As Trump puckered his lips, the attendee did the same. As the president repeatedly waved his hands and rocked back and forth, the man copied those motions almost perfectly.
At any time in the history of our country, and Americans are working today more so than ever before. We have more jobs today than we've ever had, and it's not even close. More people are working now than at any time in the history of our country.
The impression was so synchronized that clips of the moment quickly spread across social media, with many viewers calling it one of the funniest rally moments in recent memory. Whether the attendee intended it as satire, harmless comedy, or simply playful mimicry remains unclear. The man has not been publicly identified, nor has he commented on the now viral clip. The broadcast cameras, however, captured every second, and he wasn't the only distraction in the crowd. Several attendees seated behind Trump appeared far less interested in the speech itself. Some were seen chatting with one another, others looked down at their phones. A few appeared visibly tired or disengaged as their president continued speaking for roughly 74 minutes. During the rally, Trump returned to several familiar themes. He defended his handling of the conflict with Iran. He criticized Democratic opponents, and he accused what he described as communists within America of wanting to tear down monuments like Mount Rushmore. The Georgia appearance came just hours after Trump attended a far more solemn event. Earlier that day, he traveled to Dover Air Force Base for a dignified transfer ceremony honoring 4 U.S. service members killed amid escalating tensions involving Iran-backed forces.
Also, Venezuela is doing better than they've ever done before, too. The big oil companies are going in, and they're signing up. We have Chris Wright working on it, Doug Burgum working on it, Scott is working on them, and it's been incredible, actually. It's got serious oil. In fact, if you combine us and Venezuela, we have about 62% of the world's oil market. So we don't need straits. We don't need anything. We don't need the Hormuz Strait, but we do it because we have to do it, because we cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. This is with this skirmish we have with the Islamic Republic of Iran, and I call it that because, let me tell you, they're getting hit so hard, and they want to make a deal. But I say they're not ready to make a deal, because every time they make a deal, they want to change it and everything. They're not ready. They'll be ready very soon. You get elected, and she thinks I'm the most brilliant financial mind in the world now. And I just left Dover Air Force Base, which is an incredible place, but oftentimes very sad, because that's when they bring the bodies of our great heroes, our great patriots, warriors. They bring them back to Dover. And I've been there many times before. This was in particular something very sad. I attended the dignified transfer ceremony for 4 great U.S. service members killed in the conflict with Iran as they returned to American soil at Dover. And one of the families happened to be traveling to Georgia, beautiful family, beautiful wife and husband and brother-in-law. And I said, I'm going to Georgia too. Where are you going? She says, well, after this, sir, they lost their beautiful son. We're going to Georgia. I said, so if you want, I'll give you a ride on Air Force One. And they said, wow. His name was Lieutenant Tyler Feehan, and he was a person that was going all the way. He was going to be a general. He would have been a general very quickly. He was heading in that path. But I just want to thank Tyler's mother, Sherry, his father, Stephen, and his uncle, David, who great people. I got to know them a little bit on the plane. And standing there watching this sight, which is, it's very, very tough to watch, to be honest with you. Very tough. I think it's the toughest thing I do. If anything I do all this stuff, but I think it's the toughest thing I do. But to Sherry and Stephen and David, we will carry Tyler's memory in our hearts forever. And I just want to thank you. It's an honor to have you here today. Please. Something that's beautiful. It's beautiful because it takes care of our youth. It's called the Trump accounts, and it's hot as a pistol. It's hot as a pistol. And under this groundbreaking new policy, every American child gets a tax-free investment savings account that can grow over the course of their childhood and be used for them when they reach 18 or 21. He's lying. They are sick individuals. They're the fake news. But I have to be careful. But the government gives them $1,000 at birth. And from there, it just goes up and up and up. And lots of people, like the employers, can put money into their children's accounts of the employees. It's a beautiful thing, and I'm seeing it. And again, over 7 million. And it really just started, I would say, Scott, a few weeks ago, because it was all of the very, complex legal governmental things were worked out about 3-4 weeks ago. And we have over 7 million people already, children already. So that's great. And everywhere in the world, you see it happening. And every time it starts to happen, the areas where it's at, whether it's blue states, you see the blue states are all going bad. They're all going bad because communism is a loser. The concept, the policy, it's a loser. And it always has been, and it always will be. And that's why we declare again today that the United States of America will never be a communist country. Georgia's a state that believes in common sense, and yet your terrible Senator, John Ossoff, he's terrible. John Ossoff and the Democrat communists want to let the Marxists into power, bankrupt your families, and leave you totally undefended with wide open borders. But we will not let that happen to our country. We're not going to let it happen.
Well, thank you, Mr. President. What you're doing on the Trump accounts is for foster children will, change lives. I know because I said earlier that it changed my life when I got a $100 Christmas gift in an orphanage. That's why here in Georgia we should not stop with $1,000. I want to announce when I become governor, I'm going to push the state of Georgia to match the federal contribution with another $1,000.